Good day, everyone. I am Vaijayanti Sambat Kumar, and today, on behalf of PVP EDC, welcome you all to the next installment on our podcast India Talks. Here at EDC, students not only get to explore the entrepreneur in them, but also learn about finances and its different sectors. And today, we are going to explore one such topic of immense interest in the current scenario blockchain. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Akash Srivastava, an alumni of our very own college of batch 2017-21. He is a very talented and hardworking person, as one can very well see with a single glance on his LinkedIn profile. The things he has achieved till date is remarkable for a person his age. He is the Chief Technology Officer at CryptoScat, a one stop solution to manage cryptocurrencies and digital assets. From being an intern in June 2020 to becoming the CTO in 2022, one can imagine how skillful and diligent he is. We are immensely glad to have you today on our podcast, sir, and really eager to get to know you better. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Such a warm welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we are so happy. First of all, what do you think about the interpretation of blockchain from a common man's perspective who has witnessed the crypto frenzy in the last financial year?
So in last financial year, which was your all COVID year and all that, so 2021, 2022, all that year, there was huge penetration in the Indian market regarding the crypto space, and likewise, there was now the economy is like $6 billion under the crypto, and like we are seeing lots and lots of new investors coming in under the crypto market. So there is a whole new chain of market that has been created under India. So meanwhile, most of them are currently retail investors. So the investors are like they're going to invest money into crypto space, see charts, see that like if they are getting profits, and then they will back out from that. So that is currently the scenario. But usually, uh, what I can say that about the interpretation of blockchain is like crypto is not blockchain. So blockchain is that underlying technology under the crypto, which is currently like when you say digital asset, how it can be digitalized. So all that digital process, all that execution behind the scenes, all that transfer of money, the all that proof of work, whatever you see on the blockchain itself, it's all going on under the hood, and which is all controlled by the blockchain technology. And usually people interpret that crypto is exactly the blockchain, but it's not. The crypto is like your currency, which is present over the blockchain, and usually people trade that. They do not go through the science behind it. And what I see with the current trend in the crypto space is like people are trying to understand new things behind it. Usually, there will be something like there are three kinds of investors in crypto space. Some are like long-term investors who believes in the technology itself. Like they're gonna invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum for long-term basis, like for 10, 20 years. So they are focusing on generating revenues in long term, and some are like short-term investors. So they're gonna generate revenue in short term and all that stuff. But those who invest in long term, they actually believe in underlying technology, and they feel like it's gonna change, it's gonna create impact in the society itself. And yeah, that is what currently I interpret from what I have seen regarding a normal man perspective, the retail investors, the new investors in the economy. So that is what I feel about it.
That is really interesting, sir, and really informative. So, moving on to the next question. Would it be easier now to explain the concept of blockchain to anyone, irrespective of their background, post COVID as compared to pre COVID? That is a person from science, commerce, or humanities background?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, like before COVID, there was not much penetration. It was like normal crypto space in India and all around the world. You can see, like in last 2 decade, I mean last 2 years, there has been huge bump in the prices of every assets in the crypto space. There has been downfall also. We're gonna discuss that later. But due to that penetration in the market, so, pe- like usually people do not consider crypto as kind of investable asset because that has been norm till you have seen the a price and they felt that we should invest in that particular kind of asset. The reason is profits, right? So if I say like if we're gonna have to explain what exactly the blockchain is, then it's gonna be difficult. But now people are trying to enter into this particular market, so they will definitely try to understand by themselves that how exactly this particular thing works, what goes behind it, and what exactly the scenarios like play in this particular crypto space. So I feel like it will be easy to make them understand, yet it is kind of a complicated topics because they first need to understand that what exactly is the issues with the current system and what needs to be fixed due to the blockchain. Like blockchain will enable that particular thing. So in order to tell them that there are lots of gyan sessions going on in the throughout the world, like Ethereum Foundation, Telos, and Tejos, Solana, they are all having some conferences and all that stuff. So
Even Binance as well as the crypto exchanges like FTX, they too are
yes, yes, yes.
indulging into these kind of educational forums.
Yeah. So everyone is like currently trying to make retail investors, normal people who doesn't have any kind of background in this technology. They like you have seen lots of financial YouTubers. They are also telling about crypto, like how exactly it works, what is the like behind the scenes things going on. Like there is a series of blockchain. They provide you with visuals. Like there is a chain attached to it, and you cannot break the chain because it will break the whole block, like whole chain itself. So that they are trying to explain, and I guess now. Now I feel like everybody is trying to understand it, and if they watch this kind of informative videos, then it will be pretty easy for them to understand the deeper concept as well.
Yeah, actually, a wide range of, I would say, YouTubers, ranging from
Yeah,
influencers like C. Rachna Ranade to
mm,
a mega investor like PR Sundar.
yeah,
Both of them are explaining the basics of blockchain as well as trying to invest in it.
yes. So that is the thing in India. It's I feel like currently whatever you see in trend, you will see some videos over it, and it actually creates an impact. It actually creates awareness among people.
Yeah, it is really nice to see that there is a whole new era coming up full of cryptocurrency and blockchain and
Yes.
digitalization. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. Most of the blockchain based applications are disruptors in their respective sectors or
Mhm.
sometimes create a totally new sector. They have given consumers a new way to accumulate their wealth as well as store it anywhere. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So lots of penetration in the market was done by just minimizing the steps in buying the crypto itself. So whenever you see some kind of startups, what exactly they do, they will try to reduce on the number of processes in order to get the people onboarded over something, right? This is first kind of like scenario where you try to ease something in order to like in order to gather the masses. So that one thing is done through like crypto exchanges such as CoinDCX, Wajirex, CoinSwitch Kuber. So all these exchanges are now enabling retail investor to invest in a like faster, better, and secure fashion. So they're gonna be like they are current enabler in the financial stuff of cryptos, And yeah, disruption regarding the banking part is pretty huge in crypto space. So there are new, uh, like there is a term called DeFi, decentralized finance. That
Yep.
one thing is totally revolutionary. It kind of eliminates everything that banking sector have. Like there, whenever we do some kind of transaction, there is a series of things going on in the banks in the background. Like if I send some money to Weber, they're going to be record on my bank, they're going to be record on his bank, and it at the end the money will be transferred and it will be reflected on Weber's account. This all things goes behind the scene whenever you see, whenever there is some kind of transaction. Um, but the blockchain totally eliminates that. Like all the validation part from like if I have funds or not to if I am a legitimate user, legitimate owner of that particular fund. If Weber is legitimate owner, so all that background stuff is done over the blockchain, and it's all distributed over the system. So blockchain itself is totally revolutionary in terms of what you call normal banking transactions. But if we talk about like lending, if we talk about stock purchases or like cryptocurrency purchases, which is called swaps in like DeFi terms, and if we talk about like staking, like by staking I mean you lend your tokens to the blockchain protocols, and
Yeah,
they're
actually,
gonna you're gonna get interest on it. Yep.
staking was a new concept started in, I think, way back in 2020. That was
Yes.
that
Mm.
president into limelight. After I think Vault introduced it as well as FTX and Binance.
Yes. So staking is like on the Binance, like it totally have everything in crypto which you see have some decentralized stuff and centralized. So whatever you see on the Binance or FTX, they're gonna be some kind of like managed by the Binance protocols and Binance company itself. But if you go some exchanges such as Alcor, Alcor is a DeFi exchange over the Wax EOS based protocols. I don't know if you know about it or not. So EOS is a blockchain. So Wax, Telos, and all that stuff. These are like Alcor deals with them, and it's totally decentralized. Everything you trade on them is managed by the whole general public itself. So this is the thing which is totally revolutionary, which I feel. And in
That's the
general,
power
like
of
accounting
blockchain,
is
basically.
yes,
You know, there is before this, I would say, the kind of head as well as the daily wages. Sorry, the kind of problems that someone or a daily common man would have to face just to transact. Basically, even a माइनर सम ऑफ 1,000 to 10,000 रुपीज सबसे पहले
yeah,
जाके फिर पासबुक में एंट्री करवाना बैंक में जाके एंड देन फिर क्यूज में खड़े होना ब्लॉकचेन रियली जस्ट लिमिटेड ऑल ऑफ दैट
yeah,
सिंपल एक ब्लॉकचेन एड्रेस है एंड देन व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट गेट दैट एड्रेस एंड ट्रांसफर इट even a desired currency, be it
yeah.
Ethereum, be it Bitcoin, be it Cardano, be it Ripple, किसी भी टाइप की करेंसी चलेगी.
Yeah, that is the thing with the blockchain. And even like uh, if I have to do any kind of transfers from one place to another, like from America, I have to transfer money
Yeah,
to my friends to America, then it is pretty easy with the blockchain than to having these bank-to-bank transfer with huge transaction fees and all that stuff.
also I think at max around uh, transfer fees in a blockchain is uh, at max 0.01, I think 0.05%.
That depends on like it is variable. Currently, Ethereum is trying to switch over proof of stake. The reason is like high fees and low throughput. So that is the one thing. And based upon the demand, if you like, if multiple, if there is a huge demand in the chain itself, the fee is gonna be increased because like you are betting that my transaction should be processed for like so should be processed for first than any other transaction. So based upon that, you have to provide the fees itself, but it's voluntary. So I don't
That would have, that
exactly
would be
know
still
behind the
less
scenes.
than for what you. would pay in case of a transitional transaction between two banks internationally or globally, I would say. Let's suppose
Yeah, yeah.
even if you want to transfer, around $1 million, 1 million rupees, 10 lakh rupees from here to USA,
Uh,
yeah, in
so that
transaction,
is the yeah,
either through Western Union or through international banks like MGM, Morgan Stanley, Goldman, or through Merrill Lynch. I
yeah,
feel at
yes,
least that transaction cost would be still higher than comparing with the blockchain alternatives.
yeah, definitely.
So we have seen that blockchain is really revolutionary, and but just banking is existing from such a long time, and it is almost a universal concept. But we have seen that blockchain is really different from the traditional system of banking. Do you think that it will threaten the existence of banking and the current traditional system as we have seen for the past years? Or do you think that they will run parallelly? What are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah. So blockchain itself, when you talk about it, the technology behind it is solving some problems such as making system decentralized, making it kind of like a you do not have you do not need any kind of central authority to deal with your transaction, which is peer to peer, right? So it definitely threatens the banking system directly, which I feel. So all the transactions, all the things, all the DeFi stuff, they directly impact the banking itself, the banking system we have right now. Apart from that, if we talk about servers, those like see, the thing is with the centralized part, you need a server in order to authenticate yourself, in order to log in. Then if you post a picture over, I mean, for take for example, Instagram. So if you post a picture over Instagram, there will be server calls. They will be validating whether your image is correct, whether you are correct, and whether you uh, have uploaded like this, the caption is done right. So all that stuff, that validation part is done over the Instagram servers. But if I develop some kind of application over the blockchain using a like a smart contract, then all the transactions, all the server side handling will be done over the blockchain part. So there is no need of third party to deal with all these kinds of scenarios. Because blockchain believes in equality and all that stuff, because it's decentralized and all, and so they're not gonna ban you. The all the validation is done in the blockchain part itself. So everything can be decentralized, but it should be done in a fashion that the throughput is not reduced. So blockchain has one major drawback from the like in the Ethereum ecosystem itself. They are trying to move into proof of stake to improve the throughput, but currently their system is having low throughput output. So that is the one thing with the Ethereum. And if you develop any kind of application over Ethereum, then it's gonna be slowed down because it is not scalable enough. Matic is a layer 2 protocol, which is like they are improving upon that, the throughput, and we have new chains such as Solana. And one of my colleagues works on like uh, I mean the blockchain technology called Telos, and they have like high throughput, and they are based upon proof of stake network. So that is the thing with the disruption part, if you tell. So they're directly impacting banking. They can impact the third party if we can develop any app over blockchain, but it is not needed. If we want to deploy AI over blockchain, that is not the correct way of doing it, because AI is not implementable over blockchain. It should be residing over the server part.
Mm,
So
integrate करना ही blockchain with AI, it's too complex, with the kind
yeah,
of neural networks also.
yeah, I had one idea, but like it was too hard for me, like current scenario, to get it through. So yeah, I
What kind of
like
an idea?
there will be more and more development in the space
What kind of an idea, Akash?
regarding integrating a like big data system into blockchain.
all right.
That was one random idea which I got.
A huge
And
start, I would say.
Yeah, but if
yeah,
it comes through, it will be a great thing.
yes, yes, definitely. So whatever you see in the Google, this is processing through a server. But when you search over blockchain, and if my idea is implemented over blockchain, then you're gonna be able to see all the search results just based upon the processes that is going on blockchain part for the they're gonna like whole big data system implemented over blockchain gonna search all that stuff, and it will be decentralized in a way. So that is the one thing with the, if you can implement new technologies over blockchain, then it can totally revolutionize.
Yeah,
But it is like it's still under development, so you cannot say like it is
we'll
currently
probably
implemented.
see when, the upcoming decade, before
Yes,
2050, or when India will become a $10 trillion economy.
yeah, yeah. We are seeing like it should become $10 billion. So hopefully,
Yeah, and pretty sure blockchain will play a huge role
yes, definitely.
in that.
And so, even though blockchain is such a huge and revolutionary concept, it's still comparatively new, right? And most of the population is not aware about it. So, what kind of myths do you still hear about blockchain? And can you mention few, like, and what do you think about them?
Yeah. So what I like see when, like I told you earlier about like the normal users, the retail investor, they think about like blockchain is crypto, crypto is blockchain. That is not the case. Cryptocurrency is a token that resides over the blockchain. Cryptocurrency can be like transferred. Blockchain cannot be transferred because it's a technology itself. It's reside under the mining servers and all that stuff. So blockchain is not cryptocurrency. The second one is like blockchain can be used for only cryptocurrencies. That is not the case right now. It is now having smart contracts and all that stuff that you can do over the blockchain. So it's not for cryptocurrency. It can be implemented for multiple kinds of things. One of the startups which I like read in the morning about like there was a hailing platform. So the thing they're trying to remove Uber and Ola in the system of contacting the drivers and your normal passengers. So that is the one thing they are trying to improve upon using blockchain. And like it's not all about cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
And
what I
yeah,
would say is since Satoshi presented that white paper around 2008, that was based on blockchain as well as the implications of it, that mainly that discuss about cryptocurrency. Within 12 years, you know, उस white paper से एक asset class बनी है क्रिप्टो की, with जिसकी आई थिंक करंट वैल्यू अराउंड $3 ट्रिलियन के अराउंड है, एंड
yes,
प्रोबेबली शूट अप होगी बहुत खतरनाक वाली, एक्सपोनेंशियली आई वुड से, जिनका फर्स्ट
yeah,
एप्लीकेशन जो है वो हम लोगों ने पहले बिटकॉइन के बूम में देखा, एंड आई थिंक बिटकॉइन का पहला बूम जो था जिसकी वजह से मोस्ट ऑफ द क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंजेस जो कि हम इंडिया में अभी देखते हैं लाइक वजीर एक्स, कॉइन डिसेक्स जो थे 2018 में इस्टेब्लिश हुए थे, 2018-2017 समथिंग, जो कि परफेक्ट इन लाइन है प्रोबेबली, क्योंकि 20 आई थिंक 2017 में पहला बूम आया था क्रिप्टो में, स्पेशली
yes,
बिटकॉइन में, जब वैल्यू शूट अप हुई थी जिसकी वजह से लाइमलाइट में आया था, एंड देन
mhm,
केम अ स्ट्रिंग ऑफ स्टार्टअप्स रेंजिंग फ्रॉम वॉल्ट भी उसी के अराउंड का टाइम पे, कॉइन स्विच, कॉइन डी सी एक्स, एज वेल एज आई थिंक अभी एक नया है क्रिप्टो वायर करके, वो भी है,
yeah.
एंड देन फिर
So that is the thing with the crypto part.
या एंड देन फिर अपने डी फाई एप्स आए, people came
Yeah,
to know about decentralized finance, D apps basically, फिर आई थिंक स्टेकिंग का कंसेप्ट जो था अराउंड पॉपुलर हुआ था 2020 में विद बाइनेंस एज वेल एज वोल्ट स्पेशली, बिकॉज वोल्ट एक तो इंडियन है, प्लस फाउंडर्स जो हैं उनने भी बहुत टाइप्स करे थे इमर्जिंग इन्फ्लुएंसर्स के साथ यूट्यूब पे, जिसकी वजह से कुछ
yeah,
ज़्यादा ही
yes, yes.
पेनिट्रेशन हो रखी है स्टेकिंग की. along
Yeah, yeah,
with जो अभी करंट सिनेरियो बन रखा है क्रिप्टो बूम में, स्पेशली एनएफटी स्पेस में, उसकी वजह से भी कुछ ज़्यादा ही इन्फ्लुएंस हो रखा है पेनिट्रेशन के फॉर्म में भी, एज वेल एज कलेक्टेबल्स के फॉर्म में भी, क्योंकि ये एक नई टाइप की एसेट क्लास हुई है एनएफटीज के फॉर्म में, जो कि पहले
yeah.
कंटेम्प्रेरी आर्ट होती थी, उसी का डिजिटलाइज फॉर्म बन
Yes,
चुकी है
definitely.
ऑलमोस्ट, जिसमें प्रोबेबली आई वुड से विद इन द लास्ट 2 to 3 years काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है एज कम्पेयर टू इक्विटीज एंड अदर काइंड्स ऑफ एसेट क्लासेस.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a boom.
या.
The thing is, marketing is marketing. So if you do lots of marketing, people gonna see that, और वो उस पे जंप करेंगे ही करेंगे, क्योंकि इंडिया इतनी बड़ी है, यहाँ पे आपको कस्टमर मिल ही जाएगा। एज अ स्टार्टअप गाय बोल रहा हूँ मैं। तो इंडिया इतनी बड़ी इकोनॉमी है कि आपको मिल जाएगा यहाँ पे कस्टमर्स। अगर अब क्या है, टैक्स लॉज आए हैं, अब बूम थोड़ा सा ऐसे हो गया है कि नीचे जा रहा है, लेकिन ठीक है। धीरे धीरे करके दोबारा जो लॉन्ग टर्म में लोग रहते हैं, जिनको लॉन्ग टर्म में प्रॉफिट कमाना, दे गोना स्टे, बिकॉज दे बिलीव इन द टेक्नोलॉजी। एंड सम आर रिटेल इन्वेस्टर जो शॉर्ट टर्म प्रॉफिट कमा के निकल जाएंगे। सो ये थोड़ा है कि स्पेकुलेटिव हो जाता है कभी कभी। इफ यू सी वन ट्वीट, everything will shoot. If you see another tweet, everything will go down. So that is the case with
एक्चुअली
the crypto.
इसी ट्वीट के रिगार्डिंग ना, आई थिंक जेमी डायमंड, सीईओ ऑफ मॉर्गन स्टैनली,
हाँ,
उसने अराउंड 2017 या 2018 में किसी के इंटरव्यू में कहा था, प्रोबेबली आइदर सीएनबीसी और ब्लूमबर्ग, कि बिटकॉइन इज अ फ्रॉड एज वेल
हाँ,
एज द अंडरलाइंग टेक्नोलॉजी ब्लॉकचेन. एंड नाउ 2022 में आई थिंक उसकी शेयर होल्डर्स की अभी एजीएम हुई थी, उसमें उसने डिफाइन किया है कि उसका विजन मॉर्गन स्टैनली के लिए सराउंड कर रहा है बिटकॉइन ब्लॉकचेन की, as well as the various implications that they are going to do with blockchain. You see, 5 years में क्या क्या नहीं हो सकता blockchain के रिगार्डिंग में.
yes. Like views are changing day by day.
Of course, even blockchain itself created a lot of billionaires too, like FTX का फाउंडर, वो भी आई
हाँ,
थिंक फोर्ब्स अंडर 30 में आया था. एंड देन कम्स द व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक, I can't remember the name as well as I can pronounce at the current moment. फेसबुक के ब्रदर्स एक्चुअली, जिसने जिसका एक्चुअल आइडिया था फेसबुक का, जिसने मार्क जकरबर्ग ने चुरा के करा. आई थिंक उन्होंने भी क्रिप्टो से
हाँ,
अपना
वो
काफी
लोग,
गेन बनाया.
उनका नाम क्या था यार?
दे आर ट्विंस, आई थिंक डब्ल्यू से स्टार्ट होता है. आई कैंट रिमेम्बर द नेम एक्चुअली. प्रोबेबली हम लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में डाल देंगे उनकी.
ये लोग ने काफी इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, जो जितना भी पैसा उनका फेसबुक से आया था डाल दिया बिटकॉइन में।
या.
तो हाँ, एफटीएस के फाउंडर की सही कहानी है। उसका मैं देखी थी डॉक्यूमेंट्री। सो he he is like pretty young, but he is billionaire. He created a exchange called FTX. Now he like runs.
ऑल्सो.
फेसबुक के वो ब्रदर विंकल वोज आई गेस,
हाँ,
या
विंकल वॉस
हाँ,
ब्रदर्स.
विंकल वॉस।
आई
विंकल
डोंट
वॉस
नो
ब्रदर्स.
सही प्रोनाउंस कर रही हो या नहीं, बट हाँ.
Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. I would say Winklevoss Brothers is the correct pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the next question. So, what do you think about the causes that fueled India's growth in blockchain based applications?
Yeah. So the growth in the Indian space was due to, first of all, COVID. लोगों के पास कुछ काम नहीं था, so वो घर पे बैठे थे, so they started investing in stocks, in cryptos, both. And we, the Gen Z, like हम लोग, we are new people, we know about technology better than anyone else. So we knew that this thing can create, we are seeing like a price in the crypto space, and if we can invest, we get 1,000% return, 3,000% return. So that's the thing with the crypto. So new investors came along, the new Gen Z people, so they started investing it because they were staying at home, they were reading a lot of, they were watching a lot of YouTube and all that stuff. And what I feel with the like these new exchanges, Indian exchanges, they have fueled a lot of things. For like they have minimized all the steps in try, if we try to buy any kind of crypto. So previously we had to like do things a bit manually than just buying it over some kind of exchange and trading it. So now it's all done over a single platform. You just have to transfer money, trade, exit out, or stay. It's just the thing with the simplicity it provides these new exchanges, Wajiris, Coin, DCS. So that has definitely fueled some. I have one stats over here. So CoinSwitch Kuber has registered like 3,500% rise in transaction volumes. It was like in 2020 or 2021. I don't remember the year exactly. So 14 million users. And Wajirex witnessed some trading volume of $43 billion in 2021. So it was like 1735% increase from 2020. So which you see like more of the people are coming over the platform from the data itself. Like they are investing, they are trying to make some profit or loss they are incurring. So which you see like this, the simplicity these exchanges provide in order to get normal people onboarded over crypto space is what currently impacted the whole system in
Interesting.
India, I can say.
या
Right.
एक्चुअली क्रिप्टो को सडन जो बूम हुआ है ना, उसकी वजह से करंट एक्सचेंजेस जो हैं इंडियन बेस्ड क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंज वो काफ़ी एफिशिएंट हो गए हैं बिकॉज
हाँ
आई रिमेंबर अ टाइम जब कॉइन डीसीएक्स में आई थिंक विड्रॉल के लिए रिक्वेस्ट फॉर विड्रॉल करना पड़ता था एंड दैट वुड गेट अप्रूवल इन 3 to 4 days एटलीस्ट
यस यस
एंड नाउ इट्स जस्ट इंस्टेंट
सो ये
ऑल्सो
अगर आप अगर स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करते हो देन इफ यू कैन improve द करंट सिस्टम देन आपका स्टार्टअप चलेगा. अगर आप इम्प्रूव नहीं कर पा रहे हो, डिमांड भी नहीं है, डिमांड सबसे पहले तो बड़ी डिमांड चीज होती है. डिमांड ही नहीं है तो क्या करोगे. लेकिन इफ देयर इज अ डिमांड एंड इफ यू कैन सिंप्लीफाई थिंग्स फॉर यूजर then definitely you're gonna have new users onboarded over your platform.
ऑल्सो आई वुड से कि not a major part, but the kind of growth that we are seeing right now, Geo has a minority contribution to it because we didn't see this kind of evolution without the internet revolution that we saw with the beginnings of Geo,
Sure, yeah.
start of the cheapest data rates in the world. And I
Yes.
would say कि even now, post Geo, cryptocurrency as well as crypto trading, bitcoins or Ethereum, was considered a quite a risky job for only reserved for high profile people, like जो इस टाइप के लोग जो बेसिकली एटलीस्ट एक ट्रेड में ही इतनी 10 लाख या 12 लाख की ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम रख सकते थे एंड दैट टू इन अ सिंगल ऑर्डर
Hmm.
which was quite big compared to these kind of today's standards as well जहाँ पे हम लोग 1400% 1500% का राइज देख रहे हैं ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम्स में.
Yes. Yeah, Geo has impacted like currently like digital part, the digital revolution if you call it,
Yeah,
that has created impact over India. New interfaces, UPI, the NCP, NPCI, what have they have done in the
that
India?
is a marvelous
That's
job I would
remarkable.
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
इवन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन की डेफिनेशन आई वुड से अगर इंडिया में हम लोग बात करें ना तो सबसे पहले एनपीसीआई एंड यूपीआई का नाम आएगा.
Yes. So this is what like India have one of the best like system in terms of payments. Like you, if you talk about UPI, and like we have surpassed China and US in terms of digital payments itself.
Of course, even Nepal too is now using UPI.
Yes. So yeah, these are like collective. When you talk about like collective ladders, collective stairs in order to get to this particular position which we are right now. So digital payments, the digitalization, then we have new startups coming, then the crypto wave. Then in the end, we see this India is going in the crypto space. So all that stuff, like it totally depends upon the what we have done in past and what we will be do currently based upon the world we have right now.
Yeah.
That is really informative. So, moving on to the next question. So, as we know, India recently levied a tax rate of 30% on every transaction of digital assets. Do you think so that this can affect the acceptance rate and scalability of blockchain across sectors further down the line?
Uh, 30% is too huge, I must say. Like they have, I don't know if they understood the technology part itself. They just said like 30%, 30%. And yeah, there is a like 44% decrease in the like crypto investment after just 4 days of announcement that we're gonna leverage this 30% tax rate. And even that, if you generate profit, then you are taxable. And if you incur any kind of losses, then you cannot show it under deduction. So it's like you are losing, so you lose. And if you are winning, then also you lose. So that totally definitely impacts the current expansion of crypto under India space. And what I feel is if they do not do any kind of like new laws behind it, then it is not going to create that much of impact. But
Rebates basically.
yes, we need to have these kinds of rebates and all that stuff. uh, if you talk about simply like अगर आप रिस्ट्रिक्शन डालोगे किसी चीज में देन उस पे एक्सपेंशन कैसे होगा. एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. लाइक टेस्ला इंडिया में आना चाह रहा था बट they do not did not want to produce anything in India. They just want to export it. I mean like yeah. So इंडिया ने क्या किया कि अगर आपको इंडिया में आना है then you have to build in India itself. So they increased like import tax a lot. So import tax बढ़ाने पे आपके मार्क प्राइसेस बढ़ जाएगी कार की. देन डेफिनेटली इंडिया के जो कार्स होंगे वो चीपर बनेंगे अगर इफ anybody builds in India, and that definitely gonna impact Tesla itself. So it's kind of a good move, but in terms of blockchain, it's not.
इट्स लाइक
So
जैसे कि लिबरलाइजेशन जो हुई थी 1990s में इंडिया की
yes,
ग्लोबलाइजेशन जब से उसका एकदम अपोजिट है.
हाँ,
यू काइंड ऑफ बेसिकली कह सकते हो कि केज कर रहे हो इकोनॉमी को अपनी,
हम्म,
कि सिर्फ डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स ही डोमिनेट करेंगे, मोनोपोली बनाएंगे अपनी मार्केट में एज कम्पेयर टू दी इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स जो कि ट्राई कर रहे हैं इंडिया में घुसने का, इंडिया में अपना बेसिकली इस्टेब्लिशमेंट इस्टेब्लिश करने का. फिर सबसे परफेक्ट एग्जांपल है नेटफ्लिक्स. यू नो नेटफ्लिक्स आई वुड से जस्ट नॉट जस्ट नेटफ्लिक्स, इवन डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार. डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार हैज द cheapest rate. आई थिंक 50 100 है एनुअली, जो कि अराउंड एट मैक्स कितना है, $30 एट मैक्स,
yes,
विच इज चीपेस्ट अराउंड द होल वर्ल्ड. अगर आप इंटरनेशनली लोगे ना, अदर इन यूएसए और इन जिनीवा और एनी अदर कंट्री, उसमें एटलीस्ट आपको $10 पर मंथ, दैट इज बिल्ड मंथली, $10 एटलीस्ट पर मंथ देने पड़ेंगे टू यूज अ सब्सक्रिप्शन. एंड सेम चीज़ होती है नेटफ्लिक्स के लिए. नेटफ्लिक्स अभी स्टिल एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन पर नहीं आया इंडिया में, बट आई एम बिलीविंग कि कंसिडर्ड विद द करंट क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स प्रोबेबली आ जाएगा एज वेल एज, और प्राइस की स्लैशिंग हो सकती है, आई वुड
हाँ
से.
नेटफ्लिक्स का एक ये देखा है मैंने. Like everybody, like when Netflix started, so it was like Netflix बड़ा अच्छा है इसमें सब कुछ आता है. Then there is a huge like saturation created by Amazon, Disney,
या
new players coming. Then सबको सारे पैसे एक साथ भरने पड़ते हैं इन सबके सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए. Then लोग वापस से टॉरेंट पे आ गए.
दैट केम
So
टेलीग्राम.
पहले टॉरेंट से हटे फिर टॉरेंट वापस आ गए बिकॉज इतना पैसा कौन दे. So that is the one thing which is currently in the digital, what do you call that? What this space is called?
कंटेंट स्पेस,
Yeah,
डिजिटल
content.
कंटेंट स्पेस, ओटीटी स्पेस टू बी एग्जैक्ट.
OTT, yeah, to be exact.
Well, coming back to the topic, as you were discussing about the tax revision, I would say the 30% tax is kind of, implying that the Indian government is not supporting the crypto tax changes as well as the crypto transactions. ऊपर से 30% के ऊपर 1% TDS टू हो
Yeah,
जाए कि मतलब 1% TDS तो रिबेट हो जाता है, लेकिन जो 30% है ना, दैट यू कैन नॉट ऑफसेट अगेंस्ट एनी लॉसेस, वो चुभता बहुत है। दैट
yes.
इज अ सीरियस पेन, जो कि किसी भी क्रिप्टो इन्वेस्टर को आइदर वो एक स्मॉल टर्म रिटेल इन्वेस्टर है जो एट मैक्स महीने का 1,000 रुपये डाल सकता है अपने वॉलेट में, या फिर कोई HNI जो कि आराम से एटलीस्ट 1-2 करोड़ भी डाल सकता है। आई विल नो
Mm-hmm.
फ्यू नेम्स बट आई वुड नेम इट, क्योंकि वो लोग अभी भी सीरियस स्टिल ट्राई कर रहे हैं, एंड विद द करंट ऑफ गोइंग ऑनकमिंग टैक्स एज वेल एज दी इम्प्लाई तो हो चुका है टैक्स लॉस, दे आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम क्रिप्टो इंडियन बेस्ड एक्सचेंजेस टू इंटरनेशनल ones, जैसे कि
Yes.
बाइनेंस एंड FTX हो गया। इवन इसके सपोर्टिंग स्टेटमेंट्स भी आई थिंक आ चुके हैं बाइनेंस और FTX से कि ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम्स हम लोगों ने एटलीस्ट 10 to 15% राइस सॉ किया है आफ्टर इंडिया implied a heavy taxation law too.
या दैट इज द थिंग लाइक अगर इंडिया में आप अगर कोई चीज, एक तो ये डिसेंट्रलाइज है ठीक है, तो इंडिया में बंद करोगे तो कोई कहीं और बंद नहीं हो जाएगा। तो अगर आप इंडिया में अगर इसको रोकने की कोशिश करते हो देन पीपल विल गोना स्विच टू फॉरेन एक्सचेंजेस, फॉरेन countries in order to execute these kinds of transactions. So that is the one thing with crypto itself. You cannot
More
stop it.
या
Yeah,
मोर ओवर इंडिया में मतलब कुछ करने से पहले बहुत सोचते हैं, एंड नाउ क्रिप्टो करेंसी के बारे में अब अवेयरनेस आ रही है, सो पीपल आर विलिंग टू स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिंग, एंड अचानक से ये टैक्स लॉ आ गया एंड देन अगेन पीपल आर इनटू थिंकिंग कि नो वी वोंट इन्वेस्ट राइट नाउ, अभी नहीं, थोड़ा देखते हैं क्या होगा फिर देखते हैं, एंड लाइक
uh,
मेनी पीपल हैव लॉस्ट द पॉसिबल प्रॉफिट्स दे वुड हैव रिसीव्ड अगर वो पहले ही इन्वेस्ट कर लेते हैं।
हाँ कई लोग सोच रहे थे जैसे टैक्स लॉ के एक दिन पहले ही मैं सारे विड्रॉ कर लूंगा जिससे कि मेरे को टैक्स पे ना करना।
या एक्चुअली उस टाइम पे ना आई थिंक वॉल्ड ने या फिर कॉइन स्विच ने मेल डाला था कि हमारी मेंटेनेंस हो रही है एंड विड्रॉल्स में थोड़ा सा डिले होगा।
अब फिर वो टैक्स पेयर क्या बोले उसमें।
और क्या, इवन विद आई थिंक अब जब से टैक्स लॉ आया है ना तब से मार्केटिंग भी बहुत कम हो गई है क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंजेस की,
हम्म।
यू नो। आई थिंक पोस्ट कोविड के टाइम पे भी एंड स्टिल टिल 2021, इन 2 सालों में बहुत एड्स आई थी,
बहुत।
स्पेशली विद द वन पॉइंट आई थिंक कॉइनडीसीएस की तरफ से थी, जिसमें आयुष्मान खुराना को स्टार किया था उन लोगों ने,
हाँ हाँ।
जिसमें कंपैरिजन किया था कि कॉइनडीसीएस सॉरी क्रिप्टो करेंसी एज अ एज एन गुड एसेट और अ बैड एसेट, जिसने बहुत सारे रिव्यूज गार्नर भी किए थे एज वेल एज आई वुड से encourage भी किया था, अवेयरनेस भी बढ़ाई थी क्रिप्टो में डाल सकते हैं, एंड एट दैट मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम आई थिंक बिटकॉइन वाज क्वाइट रनिंग लाइक अ बुलिंग स्ट्रीक, बहुत
यस
बहुत जोर का जा रहा था उस
डेफिनेटली।
टाइम पे।
Yeah, also there is one point which I feel like with the government is I don't know whether what their motives are regarding this crypto. If they are trying to understand, like just for current regulation part, they are just impact like imposing taxes. Meanwhile, they try to understand like what is exactly blockchain is, how it can impact. I don't know what their current like they should have stated that this kind of thing, like what exactly this digital asset mean and how we gonna deal with that in future. We just not gonna be imposing you with 30% taxes throughout your lifetime. It's gonna be reduced in long term basis. So that is the one thing with which I feel government is taking lightly right now. But they're also saying that we're gonna be releasing a new digital currency, and that will be based upon blockchain. And what kind of blockchain is it going to be ruled by the government itself? Is it going to be like blockchain have types, public blockchains, private blockchains, and your hybrid kind of blockchain which are owned by public and privately. So what kind of blockchain is going to be like if I talk about what are public blockchains, these are like Ethereum's, Bitcoins, these are owned by public, the code base is open source as well. And private blockchains are those blockchains which are owned by some kind of organization, and they control all the mining part, and all the tokens. I would recommend, if you are newer audience, if you want to start investing in it, don't invest in private blockchains. These are just frauds. Right now, what I feel like. So public blockchains is your, like, if you want to invest anything in the crypto space, then you should first research about which kind of blockchain is it, and what kind of consensus protocol it is using. Based upon that, you will definitely can invest in these cryptocurrency. But coming back to the government part, so they're gonna be releasing these blockchain digital currency, and we are not sure like what kind of blockchain is it. Is it all the miners gonna be Netajis, or all the developer? I mean, all the code base will be developed by the TCS. I don't know what exactly that means. So that is one thing with the digital currency
Even
that
in that,
uh,
probably I would say Adani or Reliance will put a bit too.
yeah, they're gonna be the market makers.
Of course. And who's and who can forget Mahindra? They too have an in IT arm.
Yeah.
So that is one questionable thing with the government right now.
Yeah. Even with the current, 30% tax slab, I would say either government did it to decrease their fiscal deficit, because COVID के time पे the spending really went on an exponential
Hmm.
scale. Or second reason can be to discourage the amount of the inflows that country से India से specifically जा रहा है, especially to outskirts and on a unknown decentralized network जिसका कोई वो नहीं है, centralized office नहीं है, कोई registered वो नहीं है domain, and not even a single person can take the responsibility of that. That is kind of scary from a government point of view, but from an individual perspective, I would say uh, थोड़ा स्केरी है आई नो, बट इट्स रियली सेफ, बिकॉज ब्लॉकचेन का जो मेन मोटिव था ना, वो था पीयर टू पीयर कनेक्शन एज वेल एज दी एक डिसेंट्रलाइज नेटवर्क जहाँ पे आपकी वेल्थ सेफ रहे, बिकॉज
Hmm.
जिस टाइम पे ब्लॉकचेन का वाइट पेपर बनाया था सतोशी ने, दैट वाज पोस्ट 2008 क्राइसिस. It was
Yes.
one of the worst crises since Great Depression of 19th century, 1921, that is 20th century. Almost, I would say, now 90 years के around, जिसमें आई थिंक वन टू नहीं $700 बिलियन का बेल आउट दिया था कांग्रेस ने,
हाँ. Hmm.
जस्ट टू फ्री आई थिंक फ्रेडी में, आई एम सॉरी इफ आई एम प्रोनाउंसिंग द नेम रॉन्ग, एआईजी थी एंड फ्रेडियन में थी. देन दीज टू वर द बिगेस्ट insurance companies US में and probably around the world, and also bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers जो कि
हाँ.
ऐसा consequence हुआ. So ब्लॉकचेन जिस वजह से डिफाइन हुई थी वो अपना पर्पस तो सर्व कर ही रही है, बट फ्रॉम अ गवर्नमेंट्स परस्पेक्टिव थोड़ा सा स्केरी है आई नो, लेकिन कंसिडरिंग जो अमाउंट ऑफ स्कैम्स होते हैं, इवन करंट गवर्नमेंट्स और दी सक्सेस पुरानी गवर्नमेंट्स थी, दे आई वुड से इट्स इनफ, वैलिडिक्टरी है, सेटिस्फैक्टरी है आई वुड से.
Yes, definitely. हाँ, अगर बिटकॉइन के राइज की बात करो तो वो 2008 जो क्राइसिस was huge one. When you talk about, there is one video which I recommend in like Cold Fusion, the channel name. So he talked about a lot in depth, like what exactly was going on in the banking system. Like it started with when Richard Nixon, like the backing of USD dollars with the gold, he just removed that, and now banks can print infinite amount of money however they
या
want. So
एक्चुअली इस पे आई थिंक पिक्चर भी बनी है, एक तो द बिग शॉट बनी है, जो कि
mm,
काइंड ऑफ नो सिनेमैटिक इंटरप्रिटेशन है 2000 की क्राइसिस का, बट रियलिस्टिक इंटरप्रिटेशन जो है ना, वो एक पिक्चर डॉक्यूमेंट्री है इनसाइड जॉब करके. उसने बहुत इवन उन्होंने कोई सिनेमैटिक एस्पेक्ट नहीं रखा है, सारे रियल नेम्स रियल सिनेरियोज
mm,
यूज करें. एंड 2018 में आई थिंक HBO मैक्स ने भी एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री निकाली थी जहाँ पे 2008 का जो ऑफिस था फेड का, गोल्डमैन का as well as सेनेट भी वो भी एक एनिवर्सरी काइंड ऑफ एन एनिवर्सरी के लिए गैदर हुआ था जो एचबीओ ने डॉक्यूमेंट करा था उस टाइम पे उसका
Yes,
भी लिंक मैं दे दूंगा डॉक्यूमेंट डिस्क्रिप्शन में प्रोबेबली
definitely.
And finally, so as college students, what kind of skill set do we need to get into this industry? Like this is an upcoming industry, and everyone is interested to join this. But what kind of skill set do we need to develop to get into this industry?
Yeah. So if you are a student and you are in college, you can first try to understand like what exactly blockchain is. There is a one video on YouTube uh, about like how blockchain works. So the channel name is Three Blue One Brown. It really goes into like in depth about like how all uh, the key, private key, public key scenarios plays out in blockchain, how your proof of work plays out in blockchain. So if you can, it's just visually presented over to you and narrated, but it's really good video to understand like the behind the scenes behind all the proof of work based blockchains. And to understand more about like why blockchain was born, there are several videos. One which I recommended earlier is from Cold Fusion, how money works, how blockchain works, and all that. So you can definitely go through these kinds of videos in order to understand why blockchain was born and how exactly it's gonna be revolutionary. It's gonna create some revolution within the space, and it's gonna be disrupting these banking sectors like it's disrupting right now. And then so you need to master one language. If you're a developer, you're going to be developing in the blockchain part with the DeFi and all that. So you need to learn more about one programming language. For Ethereum, it is Solidity, Solana, maybe I guess Rust or C++, and if you go into EOS-based blockchain, it is C++ itself. So these are the smart contracts you will have to develop smart contracts. So you have to develop under these particular using these particular programming languages, and you can follow a course on Udemy. One course is on Ethereum, like it's the top rated course. You can go through that. Then like after doing all these things like going through a course, understanding one language, understanding how blockchain works, then you have to study. I mean, by study means you have to observe the current nature of the market. You have to explore more by yourself, join some kind of community, develop new apps, because it's a uh, ongoing development process in the crypto space, and definitely you have to be ready with the new challenges, new kind of technology uh, that gonna be created in the space, and you have to deal with different scenarios. So that is the one thing, like it's a new technology, so you should keep your mind always in the learning mode so that you are able to grasp everything that is coming in front of you.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll make sure to do all these things. Like cryptocurrency and like the stock market in general requires constant vigilance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir. That was really informative. So, well, that is all for now. And we are really, really glad that you joined us today. It was an enlightening discussion. You made us see blockchain in a whole new light. And thank you all for tuning in. We will attach all the resources discussed in this discussion in the description of this video. So make sure to check it out. Like this video if you found this podcast as informative as I did, and share this with your friends and family. Spread the knowledge, guys. And finally, subscribe to our channel to get regular updates on such topics of interest. That's all for this episode of EDC Talks. Have a great day.